Coming in. All right. So welcome again. My name is Emma Wilson. We're delighted that you can join us. I'm joined by my colleagues, Kevin Thomas, Lisa Belial, Sean Thomas, and Jessica Brayboy. We're just so glad to have you. All right. So this month's feature artists are Susan L. Johnson. That's your Andrew Faulkner. Lori Fisher. And Bibby Ginalot. So we're so excited. Before I get into a few thank yous. Thank you to Abby for preparing the foods and the deliciousness. Thank you to Emma who's pouring. Thank you to our artists who continue to inspire and create. And thank you to our clients who continue to support the arts. It all works together so well. Please follow us on Instagram or Facebook, subscribe to our newsletter, and also, we're pretty with it. You can subscribe to our Substack station. What do you call it? So cool, station. Substack, you can subscribe to Substack. Off the Wall is what it's called. So I wanted to say a special welcome to Henry Sklarz. I'm going to start getting choked up. Where is Henry? Hello, where is he? Henry! Just a warm welcome to Henry. Henry's late wife, Ann Sklar, was one of our dear members of the community, and it's just so fun and enjoyable to see members of our family come back to visit us. So great to see you, Henry. Okay, Tim Sample is also here, and we have a pop-up show at Cumberland Club on September 10th, where it's going to be a personal collection of Tim's work of pen and ink drawings. That created during his recovery journey and beyond. So we're just excited about that opportunity to have that pop-up show, and we hope to see all of you there as well on the 10th of September. All right, so I realized earlier this week that August 5th marked my 10-year anniversary with Art Collector Maine. That's, talk about getting choked up. So I had left my previous job on a Friday, moved over the weekend, and then started my new job on a Tuesday. So clearly I was 10 years younger, because I don't know how I would have had that energy now. But in the spirit of reflection, I put together, the top 10 list of things that I've learned along the way, so bear with me. Number 10, paying for parking tickets is still less expensive than paying for a garage spot in Portland. I've done the math. Number 9, there is beauty and wonder everywhere. You just have to look for it. Thankfully, I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by it every day. Number 8, okay, here's how you hang a painting. You take the height, you divide it in half, you add 58, then you subtract the top of the painting from the hardware, and then you put the nail there, voila, you're done. Okay, so we get that asked a lot. Art has its own conversation that happens in the gallery every day. That's what we use, that's the premise behind our installations every month. When I open in the morning, I kind of wonder if it's almost like the night in the museum that has happened in here, like things moving about, the conversations that are happening. And I can guarantee you that Joy, she has her own personal dance parties. She has this whole floor to work with, right? So why not? All right. Despite what people think, the art world and the creative economy is fiercely competitive. It takes heart, strategy, and a lot of hustle. Number 5, you can do hard things. We'll just leave that. Number 4, I drive about 35,000 miles a year, mostly for work. Maine is gorgeous, but take my advice. If you are behind a Toyota RAV4, a Subaru Forester, and most electric cars, but not all electric cars, you're probably going to want to have to pass that driver, okay? They're just enjoying the ride, and it's no offense. I really appreciate all of those people enjoying the ride, but I grew up in New Jersey, and I just want to get there. So, all right, number 3, get comfortable or perhaps accept that change and certainty are 100% inevitable. Stay nimble. Number 2, when Kevin first and I talked about this job, he said to me, Emma, you wear your brand well. So, you just got to remember that, to wear your brand. It's essential to good marketing, to sales, to relationships. I think it's funny because it's coming from a gentleman that refuses to wear a name tag. Absolutely. But it's been good advice. I have my name tag on it. All right, and finally, number 1, channel gratitude every day. It's what helps you keep moving forward and what keeps this place feeling like home. So thank you. All right, that's it. All right, so now we're going to hear from our artists. Regrettably, Bibby and Andrew cannot be here this evening. Andrew is attending a can't-miss family occasion, and Bibby is tending to her father, who is increasingly frail. They both send their heartfelt appreciation to all of you for their collectors, and for being a part of this Portland Art Gallery community. Stay tuned, because on Monday, I think, right, Sean? Monday, we'll be sending out an email. There's a video that Bibby and Andrew had created, sort of a behind the scenes at their studios, that will be included with that email. So, but now let's celebrate Susan and Lori. So we're going to start with one of our most newly represented artists, Susan Johnson. Where is Susan? There she is. So I know, I imagine there's quite a few Booth Bay folks in the house, or, right, yeah. All right, before pursuing painting full-time, Susan had a 30-year career as a life sciences educator and science communicator. She spent 22 years at Harvard University overseeing educational outreach for youth and teens and helping students at all levels improve their teaching and communication skills. Earlier, she taught high school biology and worked as an associate producer for several PBS science series. This explains their deep commitment to art as a powerful tool for understanding the natural world, which certainly you do remarkably well. She recently served as an artist in residence at South Bristol School, connecting 8th graders with the alewife migration through hands-on painting and observation. And perhaps those were some of the inspiration for this work. So please welcome artist Susan Johnson.
Does that work? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm so excited to be here. And it's such a privilege to have my work on the wall in such incredible company. The quality and diversity of the work here speaks for itself. And also, I'm really grateful to have Portland Art Gallery as the incredible collaborative partners that they are. They've really helped nurture me through this first year of actually painting full time, which has been such a cool adventure. You know, what am I painting and why? You can tell of late my focus has been animals. I do also do landscapes and seascapes. I love mountains and forests too, but recently the bio teacher in me has really reared its head. And I want to be true to the animals I paint, but I also am trying to convey how I feel in the settings that I paint in, or how I'm experiencing the creature in front of me. How do I do this? I do a lot of things. I take 10,000 photos. I sometimes sketch on site. Sometimes I do color studies. Sometimes I make notes just after I've been someplace. And all those things feed into compositions later. But I'm just always trying to capture the essence of what I feel when I'm there. This year's been really fun because I've had to delve in. Composition's really important to me, in case you can't tell. I think a lot about color and contrast, but in particular, I think about the unpainted spaces around the things I paint that weave in and out of what I'm trying to do, because I think they help convey a little more and guide your eye around. And I've been increasingly treading the line between realism and abstraction. Like, I care about getting those mackerel right. Like, I want the shape of the pectoral fin to be right, or I want the sheep's horn to stick in the skull the right way. But beyond that, like, once I get that structure right, then I'm always thinking about how can I best convey who that is. And you can see with the water recently, like, the water's been really helping me tiptoe into abstraction a little further, and we'll see where that brings me. It's awfully fun. Inspiration. So here's a quick vignette. A couple days ago, I was out on my paddleboard, and I was in the cove. We're in South Bristol near Damariscotta, and I was floating around. And there's some South Bristol folks, friends here. Maybe they saw what I saw that day, but there were schools of fish in the cove that day, big silver fish, and I think they were pogies, I'm not sure, and that bugs me because I need to figure that out. But I was looking down through that deep blue-green water and looking at these big silver fish, tons of them, and then there's the undulating surface of the water, and there's a sky reflected in the water, and then for a really brief moment, there was a reflection of an osprey nest with fledgling ospreys on top of the surface of the water with a fish underneath. So that's that kind of moment where I'm just like, ugh, that could be a painting. And I need all of you to tell me I should not take my new Canon camera out on my paddleboard with me. Don't do it. Sean's like, no. Let's see. Okay, quick, where am I going? Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, and so I care a lot about learning about the subjects I paint, and so I seek expert help. I have some experts to thank. I spent some time with Mark Becker, who's the alewife migration expert up in Damascotta Mills last year, the farm in Bristol, the Beyer Farm. Helen Costello and Jeffrey Patterson were so generous and let me wander around in the paddocks with their cows, which was crazy. And Nina Fuller, wherever she is, there she is. She's represented here as an artist, but also as a shepherdess, and she's let me spend a lot of hours with her sheep, who you see on the walls. So, I'm going to find an expert for the Pogies too soon. And I have so many friends here who came up to support me and see me, and I'm just blown away by that. I have my art teacher, Kat O'Connor, over 2 decades ago, in my early 30s with little kids, I thought, I want to learn how to paint. I've never painted before. Little kids mandate watercolor. So I fell into her beginning watercolor class and stayed there ever after. And so now she's a good friend and still a mentor. And up here in Maine, when I moved up to Portland, I was kind of searching for art people. And certainly I was meeting artists here in this gallery. But I stumbled into a 1-week personal painting intensive led by Diane Dalkey at Mecca, where we just critiqued each other's work, and that was so incredible. So thank you, Diane, for your support. I know she's here somewhere. But I have lots of artist people in the audience who came to see me. When we witness each other's artistic journeys, we are, I think, keepers of a very specific part of each other's souls. And I have so many friends who have been with me. They're here from Massachusetts and South Bristol and here in Portland, and I'm just incredibly grateful. And then lots of family too. And then I have to give a shout out to my husband. If you think the frames are beautiful, which I think they are, please know that Scott, who has been my biggest fan for a long time now, taught himself way back in the day how to frame my work, and now is making his own cherry molding from scratch. And he also, more importantly, enabled me to make this leap a year or so ago. He enabled me to leave a very robust career much earlier than intended and launch into this new adventure. So, love you. Thank you. Come talk to me about my work. Ask me anything. Thank you.
Awesome. The frames are gorgeous, Scott. You did a gorgeous job. And now I'd like to introduce artist Lori Fisher. So I got a text or a call from Lori, maybe a couple of those different things, about a couple months ago, talking about this new medium that she was working with. And Lori's a quieter person, but I mean, come on, like her work is so full of color and noise in a great way, and I could just hear the excitement in her voice as she was talking about this body of work that she created for this show. Lori's subject, color, obviously. She self-describes herself as a process painter, meaning that her work emerges through engagement with the materials themselves. Her painting process is intuitive, explores the color relationships, and it's no surprise that Lori focuses on the relationship aspect of color. With her graduate degree in clinical psychology, Lori has been trained to look for and understand the factors that fundamentally make us who we are and who we might be. So please welcome artist Lori Fisher.
Hey. Emma said pretty much everything I might have said, so thank you. Thank you for having me at the gallery for this show, and it's really a pleasure to show with these artists that all are clearly passionate about color as well. Okay. Okay. How about now? Yeah? Oh, got it. Anyway, I think it is evident that that my subject is color, and it doesn't really matter what the medium is or what the year is. I change mediums. This is a newer medium for me. This is an acrylic, gel that I actually normally paint in oils, and this is an acrylic gel that I discovered. I was thinking about resin, I was thinking about shine, and I was thinking about pouring, and I just launched into this, and I just love it. And pretty much everything about my life is about color. I've always been drawn to color. My memories are all about color. Often I was thinking about that a little bit, and maybe this is true for everybody, but almost all the memories that I can come up with are anchored in something, one colorful thing, one piece, whether it was like one orange daylily in the Catskills or G.I. Joe's camo that we were heaving off the back apartment building in London. I mean, it's really the color of the thing. I don't really remember a lot of what was going on half the time, but I do have the image seared in my head. So I think this is just a natural extension of who I am, and the way I see my paintings are just evidence that I'm alive. And if you have questions about the specific work, please ask me. But I just hope that you enjoy the shine.
Yes, we will. All right. Well, thank you again for being here. If you have any questions about any of the artwork on the walls, please find myself or Kevin.
Hi, what are you doing here? You got the memo to wear black, I see.
Yeah, we are both all about color, but all we wear is black. I don't know what the problem is.
Well, I want to show you my latest work because
Yeah.
unfortunately we can't be at the show, but you can feel like you're at the show by looking around the studio.
I would love to see it, and
Okay.
I'm here all the time, but I haven't seen your latest.
In the back of the studio, I've got
Wow.
all this new work.
Wow.
And even though it's not in Portland, it's available to the gallery if anybody sees something that they like. One of my favorites is The Promise of Mischief.
What a great range of work.
As you can see, I like to work large with a
Wow.
lot of texture.
So incredible. This work is beautiful, and your studio is gorgeous. It's coming in here is like a candy store. It's beautiful art everywhere you look.
Well, I love texture, which is sort of representative of conscious and subconscious in my work. And it's also kind of like a diary of my day-to-day life.
As you can tell, Bibby and I are old friends. Your day-to-day life is much more exciting than mine. I'll tell you that right now.
We need to get you out a little more.
Yeah.
And we're so sad we can't be at the gallery for the show, but
Yeah.
we're there in spirit. And thank you everyone for coming to the show.
Yeah.
The gallery is going to be showing a number of my 24 by 24s with little scraps in here, like a chocolate bar wrapper, billboard scraps, dress pattern, and then they'll also have some of my 30 by 30s. But enough about me. What about you? Let's go to your gallery.
Let's go down the hall to my studio. Come on in.
Oh, wow. Looks like a gallery in here.
Well, during COVID, actually, I redid this front area to be like a gallery, and I had private studio visits here, and it was a great way to show off my work and also to keep part of my messy studio not so messy. So
Right.
these are two recent works. This is a piece called Looking Ahead, kind of ethereal pastel landscape. This piece on the right is called North Dock. A couple pieces that are still in progress and
Well, tell me
drying
about
out.
this one. I love the colors in this one, and it's so rich.
This series was actually inspired by a recent show of Wayne Thiebaud's.
Kind of looks like frosting
Kind
right
of looks
here.
like exactly. When I apply paint thickly, I think of it like frosting. And so I thought, why not do a whole series of thickly painted, exuberant paintings? So they're landscapes and abstract landscape, but there is a certain exuberance in the way they're painted.
Fabulous. I'm sure everyone's going to love seeing it. Yeah, we're thrilled to be part of it, and we wish we could be there, but we'll be there in spirit. So thank you so much for the opportunity to be in your amazing gallery.